there might not be as much discrimination as there was in the past, but racism still exists. It does. Black people are dying every day at the hands of the law. The law is meant to protect us, but they don't do that. We're probably the most unprotected people there is. And then Donald Trump gonna say, if you loot, we shoot, and calling us thugs and doing all this stuff. Listen, sir. Hey, it's me, Honey Jan. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, then welcome. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be more of a serious topic, a very important topic, a very relevant topic, and I really felt compelled to talk about it and just really give my raw emotions, my raw feelings about this, because I feel like it's just very important to discuss it right now, especially during this very chaotic time in our world. I'm kind of going to touch on some mental health things, as well as just how I'm feeling right now being, a Black person in America right now, because honestly, it's very, very crazy. It's very, very scary. And it's just a lot going on. Like, I just keep telling myself, like, I'm living through history right now. Not only are we going through a pandemic right now, and Lord knows how long that's gonna last. I pray to God that it will end soon. But as I was saying, not only are we living through a pandemic right now, we have to deal with police brutality, racism, discrimination, all those things. On top of all of this, like, the world is literally in turmoil right now, and it's absolutely ridiculous, and it's utterly disgusting. Like, it's horrible. Like, it's just terrible. Like, it's ridiculous that I'm living in a world where I literally do not feel welcomed. I don't feel welcome in my own country, and that's frightening. And I don't know, man, like, it's just a lot. And it's like kind of like I don't know how to feel. Like, I don't know whether to be angry, I don't know whether to be sad. Like, I don't know. I'm a mixture. I have mixed emotions right now. I'm feeling everything at once, honestly, everything at once. So, as I said, I will be speaking a little bit about mental health. Given the time that we're all living in, whether you are Black, white, Asian, Hispanic, Indian, whatever you are, whatever you identify as, we are all living in a very, very tough time right now with the coronavirus, and I feel like it's really important to take care of yourself, both physically, emotionally, and mentally. Like, it's very important to just take care of your body, your mind, and your soul during this time. This pandemic is something that's new to all of us. Yes, we've lived through things such as Ebola or like the Zika virus, but nothing has been this widespread, and it's very, very frightening. There's people dying at large numbers, very, very high numbers. People are afraid to go outside, especially if there's people who have like weak immune systems, such as like, older people, babies, or people who just have health issues such as myself. Like, I have asthma, severe asthma at that. So, like, it's quite frightening, and I really hope that this pandemic is over very, very soon. Like, it's not a normal time for us to be living in right now, and that in itself is terrifying, because things are not what we used to. It's not the norm. Like, social distancing, quarantine, what is that?
Oh my God, what is that? Oh my God, what is that?
Hold on. I'm so sorry, y'all. Like, that just killed my whole vibe. Like, it was some bug just flying around, and it just threw me all off guard. But anyway, back to what I was saying. So it's just very important to take care of ourselves during this time, to take care of our loved ones, and just to keep praying and hoping for the best and doing what we need to do by wearing masks, washing our hands, doing social distancing, all of those good things, so that the world can get better and so that everyone can stay safe and healthy. I'm someone who believes heavily in good mental health. I am a psychology major, so that is the field that I would like to go into in the future. So that's that on the coronavirus. Okay, now in regards to mental health of the Black community, the overall mental health of Black people is very, very, very low. Very low. And that is because Black people as a whole, we live a very, very tough life. Now, I'm not saying that I live a tough life, because I personally do not. I am very fortunate to have what I have, but there are others who are not as fortunate. And in addition to that, actually, even the fortunate ones, we struggle as well, because we do live in a world where there are people who literally hate us based off of the color of our skin. And it's scary to know that you can step 1 foot out of your door and literally be shot dead for absolutely no reason besides the color of your skin. I don't understand how being Black is such a threat, such a crime, because I mean, obviously I'm biased because I am Black, but Black is beautiful and we're human just like everyone else. So I don't understand how we're being perceived as these huge threats, as these dangerous criminals, because we have darker skin. That's not okay. White America is literally tearing the Black community apart, and it's very disheartening, honestly. Now I am someone I'm sorry. I attend a HBCU now, but for a majority of my life, I did attend a predominantly white institution. From the 3rd grade until my senior year of high school, I went to a primarily white school. Now I can say that my school was very big on diversity, and I'm very blessed that it was, and that we learned about certain things in my school, and was very big on like inclusion and stuff like that. So I'm very appreciative of that. So I do have white friends who are allies to the Black community, and I'm very appreciative of that. So I'm not completely against white people, and I'm also not completely against police officers. I know that the police are not all bad people, but there are not even few, there are a lot of them who have done some terrible, terrible things to people of the Black community, simply because they have the power to do so, and simply because they view us as inferior. They view us as lesser than, because we have darker skin, and they deem us as uncivilized people, as unintelligent, as basically incapable of being anything in this world. And that's literally the furthest thing from true. Black is beautiful, Black is powerful, Black is strength. Like, I can go on and on and on and on and on and on about this. Like, and I don't understand why we're just targeted all the time. And honestly, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of tired of being, picked on. Like, and when I say I don't mean me personally, but as a whole, I'm sick and tired of the Black community just being put down constantly. Like, it never ends. We are now in the year of 2020. We are in the modern era, and things have not changed. Like, it's been this way for years upon years upon years upon years, and things are literally the exact same. We went from slavery to segregation to, yes, we took many steps forwards. there might not be as much discrimination as there was in the past, but racism still exists. It does. Black people are dying every day at the hands of the law. The law is meant to protect us, but they don't do that. We're probably the most unprotected people there is. I mean, people could disagree with me, and that's your opinion, but in my opinion, I feel like the Black community are just the most unprotected people out there. Like, we have zero protection. Like, zero. Like, Black Lives Matter. Like, I don't know how much I can emphasize that. Black Lives Matter. Yes, you can go around saying all lives matter, and yes, I can say all lives do matter, but I saw a tweet that said all lives can't matter until Black lives do, and that's the truth. How are you going around saying that all lives matter if you're not saying Black lives matter? It's not really correlating, because Black lives are a part of all lives. They're together. So you can't be running around chanting all lives matter if you're not being an ally to the Black community and treating us with value. And that's just that. Like, that's just that. We are scared. We are sick and tired of being sick and tired. We're sick and tired of being threatened. We're sick and tired of being targeted. We're sick and tired of being misunderstood. We're sick and tired of being criminalized. We're sick and tired of all of these things that make us out to be such horrible people. Like, Black people, just like anyone else, is capable of the world. Like, we're capable of anything that any other person of any other race is capable of. So like, it really sucks that we're being made out to be like these people that everyone should fear, and that we're just like so dangerous, and like these savage individuals who are incapable of being civilized. Like, that's horrible. Like, we're educated people, we're accomplished people, we're striving people, we're determined people, we're dedicated people, we're all of these things, and I feel like we should be treated as such. We should be treated as, we should be valued just as much as anyone else. We should not be continuously beat down and dehumanized and treated like we're absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand. Like, I can't process it in my head, because I don't understand how people can just be so full of hate. Like, I've been following the media on everything that's been going on since the very, very brutal and disgusting murder of George Floyd. Like, I've been following everything, the protests, the rallies, the riots, everything. And I'm kind of both happy and sad. I'm happy to see all of these people united, not even just Black people, white people, Asian people, just all these people who believe in the cause and who truly wants to see a change. I'm happy to see all of them united and coming together, including myself. But I'm also sad to see that we have to go to such lengths just to get our voice heard. We should not have to burn down buildings, flip over cars, threaten the police just to be heard, just to be, you know, relevant for once, you know? Like I said, I'm not gonna say that all cops are bad, because that's not true. There are some very, very good cops out there who truly want to help the community, who truly want to see a change, and who truly are for the people. And I'm very thankful for those cops who are like that. But there are also some who are the complete opposite, and those are the ones that we have a problem with. Not only are there police officers who are wrongfully murdering our Black men, even Black women, some Black children. Not only do we have police officers who are doing that, but then in situations, there's no one there for us. The police don't come to help us. If I were to call on the phone and be like, hey, such and such just got shot, blah 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 blah, they gonna be like, oh well, fuck y'all. But if Jenny down the street was like, oh my gosh, my brother just da 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 da, the cops gonna come super fast. That's the problem, and that's like a very big issue here in Philadelphia. It's not even the fact of the police wrongfully like murdering our people. It's the fact that they're not here for us, they don't care for us, they don't help us. That's the issue. I think what honestly scares me the most during this time is the fact that while the Black community and its allies are out here rallying for justice, rallying for our rights as human beings, as members of the United States of America, there are white supremacists out here who literally could care less and who are threatening to kill us. There's KKK members who are popping up. There are white supremacists driving around with rifles and all type of guns and just trying to just tear us down at probably our lowest point in a very, very long time. There was a situation where I did experience racism for the very first time in my life, and that probably was one of the scariest moments that I personally felt. This is what happened. So basically, I was coming from a dance performance. It was me, my mom, my younger brother, my grandmother, and then I call her my little cousin, but we're not actually related. She's the owner of the dance school's granddaughter. We were driving her home, and she lived in, you know, predominantly white neighborhood, and we were taking her home. It was pretty late at night because, like I said, we were coming from a dance show. So we were driving her home, and we kind of got turned around because the streets were very dark and there weren't many street lights, and we kind of got turned around in the neighborhood. All of the houses, you know, looked the same. So my mom pulled over so she can figure out where she was, you know, turn on her GPS, things like that. While we were sitting there, a car pulled up beside us, and he rolled down. It was a man. He rolled down his window, and my mom assumed that like he was going, you know, try to help us, give us directions, you know, something like that. So she rolled down her window, and just for clarification, it was a older white man. So she rolled down her window and was like, yeah, hey sir, blah blah blah, like, do you think you can help us, yada yada yada. And he was basically like, help you? Why would I do that? Like, I'm not helping you. And my mom was like, excuse me? And he's like, why are you here? You don't belong here. Like, why are you in this neighborhood? Go back where you came from. Calling us all types of names. Like, I have never been in any type of situation like that ever in my life, and that was terrifying because that was a moment where I really was like, whoa, like, I felt comfortable here and now I don't. Like, my comfort was taken away from me, and I'm kind of glad it was, because it was almost like a wake-up call. Like, boom, Miani, you're still black and you're still not really fully welcome in America. Black men are definitely very, very targeted, but it's not even just them anymore who are being, you know, hurt by this. Like I said before, it's black women, it's black children, it's everyone. Like Malcolm X said, the most unprotected person in America is the black woman. I wish we did have someone like Malcolm X or Martin Luther King to, you know, to be here and advocate for us, but we do have very great leaders who are fighting hard for this cause, and I commend them greatly, especially like for the creators of the Black Lives Matter movement and stuff like that. So yeah, I just pray that the black community can, you know, remain united and continue to fight for what's right, continue to fight for our rights and for our value, even though we shouldn't even have to fight for our value because we're human just like everyone else. Yeah, and then to top it all off, excuse my language, but we have a shitty president. Like, terrible. Like, he needs to go. to say the least. Like he's terrible. Like he's not for the people. He's for himself. Honestly, he's for himself. And then under himself, okay, he's for white men and then white women and then the rest of the, but he's not for the people in the slightest bit. He shouldn't have been in office in the first place, and it's time for him to go. And so by saying that, I'm asking you all to please vote. Like, please vote if you're able to vote. If you're 18, you're now old enough to vote, so please go to the voting polls and vote, because he got to go. And it's not even about the president, it's about the people under him too. So for local officials, we need to vote for them as well and make sure that we get the right people in power so that change, I'm not even going to say because change can come, because that's not going to be for a very, very long time, but so that we can take a step forward and stop taking a million steps back. When Barack Obama was in office, we were taking little steps forward each and every single day. We done took 10,000 steps back, and now look at where we're at. The world is in chaos, in destruction, all over the country, because we don't feel appreciated and we don't feel protected. Instead, we feel targeted, and that's a problem. That's a serious, serious problem. If you are someone who is not Black, I am not saying that you are the enemy, but I am saying that I hope that you are speaking out on the issue just as much as the Black community is. There's power in unity, and we really need everyone. Like Martin Luther King said, there comes a time where silence is betrayal, and your silence is not helping in the slightest bit. And if you're a Black person, I would pray that you're not being silent. I hope that you're not being silent, because you need to speak up as well. But back to what I was saying, if you are a non-Black person, even if you just speak out on the issue, I'm not saying that you have to go to these protests and stuff like that, but just speaking on the cause and showing that you are standing with the Black community, that speaks volumes. And if you want to go out and protest, then that's even better. But your silence is no longer okay. Actually, it was never okay. So you guys need to break your silence and really just speak out on the issue as a whole. Families are being destroyed, lives are being destroyed, and in many ways the Black community is falling apart, and this is our way of taking our power back, because it's really time for change to come. Where we can't keep going through this. We cannot. Like, it's really unfair to have our people constantly killed every single day. Every single day there's a new person. Add it to the list. Add it, becoming another hashtag. It's not okay. It's not okay at all. And I have a little brother. I'm terrified of what this world is going to be once he gets older. He's 13 years old currently, and I'm terrified for him now. So imagine when he's a grown man. I'm going to be scared for his life. And imagine in the future if I have a son. I'm going to be scared for his life. But even nowadays, I would be scared for my daughter as well. I have two brothers, actually. I have two younger brothers, and I'm scared for both of them. I have a younger sister as well, and I'm scared for her. And I'm scared for myself. I shouldn't live in a world afraid to go outside, afraid to be the person that I want to be. I shouldn't have to live like that. That's why I'm glad that I decided to go to a HBCU for my 4 years of undergrad. Yes, I'm very thankful for my experience at the school that I went to for a majority of my life. It's an amazing school. I met some amazing people there of all races. So I'm not trying to bash that school, because I love it with all of my heart. I hold it near and dear to my heart, and it's definitely a second home to me. But there's just a different feeling where you're around people, like a large group of people that are like you, that go through or similar, not the same things, but that go through similar things that you go through, who kind of have the same understanding and mindset that you do. There's really a sense of community and a sense of unity, a really good family aspect of it. So I really appreciate my HBCU and all the people that I met there. I'm gonna actually, since I'm recording on my phone, I'm gonna go on Instagram on my laptop and read this quote that I found. and that I posted on my story about, you know, attending a HBCU or whatever. Okay, first I'm gonna read this quote from Malcolm X that says, "That's not a chip on my shoulder, that's your foot on my neck." So many people think that Black people like just carry around this burden, but it's because we're constantly pushed down, like for all of our life, like literally since slavery. We've been treated like we're nothing. We've been treated like property, and we're much more than that. So, but okay, so this is not the quote that I was talking about, but here's another quote, and it says, "If you are neutral in situations of injustice, you have chosen the side of the oppressor." And that's genuinely how I feel, because I feel like if you're someone who's like, I love Black people and blah, 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 if that's true, then you need to stand up for Black people. Just because you don't go through the things that we go through don't mean that you can't, you know, stand by us in situations such as this one. So it's really time to break your silence and stop being neutral in situations, like, honestly. Okay, so I actually have a few quotes that I would like to share that I just, like, you know, found on social media and stuff like that. So this one says, "Hey Black man, you are a king, you are loved, you are needed, you are appreciated, you are valued, you are respected, you are necessary. I support you, I believe in you, I stand with you. When you hurt, I hurt. When you lose, I lose. When you win, I win. You are not in this alone." With the amount of pain and anger I feel in my heart, releasing a new song at this very moment doesn't feel like a great priority. Nothing ever prepares you for how to feel when you're constantly faced with the last dying breath of Black people, my people, on your television or phone screens every single day. To be Black in America is to be aware that I'm valued less by some of the people in this country. That ending is very, very, very powerful, because it's the truth. It honestly is. Like, it sucks that Black people are literally valued less than everyone else. Like, it's you know, just Black lives have been targeted for a very, very long time in this world, probably since like the very beginning, and it's just very difficult. That's to say the least. Like, it's just horrible, man. It's a scary world out there, man. It's a cold, cold world, and I just feel like everybody is just against us, right? Like, everybody's just against us, and I hate feeling that way. Like, I just wish the Black community could be appreciated. Like, that's all I want, is just for everyone to be united and just for the Black community to be appreciated. Like, I don't understand why we have to constantly be made out to be such horrible people. Like, we're just like anyone else. Literally, gangs exist in every single race. Bad people exist in every single race. Like, I don't understand why people are just generalizing Black people as a whole and be like, oh yeah, that's the thug. Oh yeah, that's the gangbanger. Oh yeah, he deal drugs. Like, literally anybody could do that, and like, I'm just sick of being generalized. I'm sick of being criminalized. Like, I'm sick of being targeted. Like, and then Donald Trump gonna say, if you loot, we shoot, and calling us thugs and doing all this stuff. Listen, sir, we're doing whatever we have to do in order to get our point across, because you're clearly not seeing us, you're clearly not hearing us, and you clearly don't care about us. So we're gonna do what we have to do in order to get your attention, and that's just on period. Like, that's just dead on that. Like, Jesus Christ. But yeah, that was just a little spiel, because yeah, and that's not even everything that I'm feeling. Like, I'm just so overwhelmed right now that I can't even get out my feelings. Like, the moral of the story is, I don't feel safe. I don't feel protected. I don't feel valued. I don't feel important. I don't feel cared for. I don't feel any of those things. So that's just the moral of the story. and I just really had to get a lot of that off my chest, because I'm sick of hearing about a new person dying every single day for absolutely no reason, especially when they're begging for their lives. They're asking you to please get off me. They're saying I can't breathe. They're saying, why are you doing this to me? Things of that nature, and people simply just do not care, and it's just ridiculous, and I can't take it no more. Like, I honestly wish that I could do more to help, but you know, I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best. Like, you know, the world just really needs some positivity right now, but that might not come for a very long time, because we are fed up. We are fed up, and change needs to be made. And like, it's that simple. It's not simple, because it takes a lot of work, but I know we're going to do what we have to do in order to get to the point that we need to be at. We're going to do whatever we have to do. Whatever we have to do. And it's very scary. I keep saying it. It's terrifying. It's frightening. But it's necessary. So. But yeah, that was my little spiel. But anyway, on top of everything that's happening with the coronavirus and with all this chaos happening in our world, I just really want you guys to remain safe, healthy, happy, all that stuff. So please make sure that you care for yourself. Please make sure that you're taking care of not only yourself but your loved ones as well. Please make sure that, you know, you're keeping your mental health good, you're remaining sane, you're not getting too consumed by everything that's going on. Just continue to, you know, do whatever you gotta do to keep yourself happy, and to keep yourself healthy, mentally, physically, emotionally. Keep your mind, body, and soul pure. And yeah, but remember to keep fighting for the cause. Keep helping out. Do not let them silence you. Keep your voice and let it be heard. But thank you so much for tuning into this little video. If anyone, you know, wants to talk about this topic with me, you know, I've been talking about it with a lot of my friends. So if anyone, you know, wants to talk about it with me, just let me know. I'm down to do that. Anybody need a shoulder to cry on, anything of that nature, because I know it's a really hard time right now. A lot of people are going through a lot of things, including myself and my family. So I'm here for you guys. I wish you all the best, and remember to take care of remember to take care of yourself. But yeah, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and please share this video. And yeah, thank you for tuning in. Bye guys.